Hello, am I audible, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
How many more people are we expecting? Anyone who can tell me that क्योंकि अभी मुझे सिर्फ 3 लोग दिखाई दे रहे हैं और कितने लोग आने
Ma'am, could you please repeat a little louder? I'm not able to hear you.
Okay. How many more people are we expecting right now?
I think we are expecting close to 10 people. Like the normal number of people who join are 10. So
Okay. In that case, I think we should wait a little.
yes.
Let's wait for 5 minutes and then I'll begin. Yeah. I see that two more people have joined and it's already 11:12. Um, ठीक है. I'll begin this session and I'll see if more people join. Wow, one person left. Great. Um, okay. So first, I would like to say that it's me today. It's not him. So hi guys. Hello. It's good to see you again. Now back to the homework, which is, did you come up with words? What words have you come up with? What words have you heard? And can you tell me the meaning of those words?
I heard a word ousted, uh, OUST.
Yes.
I
And
think it means removed
yes.
from a position or something.
Yes. How can you use that word? How will you use that word in a conversation? General.
He is the ousted president of this company.
That's a good. Well, maybe we can use a real example. Donald Trump is the ousted president of United States of America, right? Like we kind of did remove him from a position, so it's the word stands. Yeah, that's an interesting word you've learned. I am not sure. Generally, we don't use this word a lot, but if you have it in your repository, that's actually nice. Okay. Other than general, Pallavi, Saurabh, Devarshi, Kavya, have you come up with one word? Just one.
I have come up with the word that is tenacious.
Okay. And what does it
It
mean?
means holding firmly
Holding firmly. Can you use that
or
word in a
determined.
sentence?
Mm, mm, Wait. Army officers are very tenacious.
Yes, that's the perfect usage of that word. I'll give you another word, which is tenacity. Right now, what part of speech is tenacious, according to you? What is it? Is it a verb, a noun, an adjective?
It's an
What?
adjective.
Yes, it's an adjective. So when we turn this adjective into a noun, then it becomes tenacity, right? Tenacity is the quality of being determined, the quality of being firm. That's tenacity. Yeah. Example, mm, you have to admire the tenacity of the doctors who are working to fight COVID 19 in the country. Yeah, yeah, we can definitely admire the tenacity, this quality of holding on in such circumstances that they are, right? So that's tenacity. Tenacious is an adjective, tenacity is a noun. Yeah. Okay, great. Next person, one word.
I'll go with repertoire.
Okay, that's interesting word.
Hello.
Can you use that in a sentence?
Um, People are yeah. Uh, Most often, people are recommended to include their repertoire in their resume.
Interesting. Now, what do other people? I'm not asking you the meaning of this word. Can anybody else tell me what it might mean, other than the person who actually made the sentence out of it?
I was not able to hear his word properly.
Okay, so the word is repertoire, and this the sentence he has said that, you know, it is uh, it is necessary to include the your repertoire in your CV, your resume. Now, what can this word be? right? Because that's also very important skill. I think that's how I started learning words, which is trying to I used to read a lot of books, so I used to come across a lot of words I didn't know the meaning of, and I used to understand the meaning by context, by how the word was being used, right? Something like something which you do as a child as well, right? Because when you point out fingers at a child ki acha khana kha lo, now the child does not know, like a very when child really small, he does not know that the thing that you're feeding the child is food, right? But we tell the child, eat your food. Whatever the child is doing, he's eating the food. So they eventually by context understand, okay, this is food, or this is what I will call food, इसको मैं खाना बोलूँगा, ये चलता है. That's how child learns. So from this sentence that you've just heard, can you repeat that sentence for all of us? Yes, Devarshi, can
Me?
you do that? Devarshi, you had said you would use the word repertoire, right? Can you repeat the same
Yeah.
sentence for all of us to hear?
Most often, yeah. Most often, people are recommended to include their repertoire into their resume.
Yes. Now that's the sentence. Now, what might this word mean, right? Other people, other than Devarshi, can you
It could
think
mean
of something?
achievements.
Hmm. Yes, it can, of course. Anything else? Okay, that's the only answer we have. That's actually that's a really good answer, and somewhat close. Now, to be precise, of course, it can mean that it can include what you just said, but in a to be more precise with this word, the word means something like, you make a portfolio, right? A portfolio for anything, a portfolio of artworks, a portfolio of photograph if you're a photographer, a portfolio of if you write, you'll have a portfolio of essays and articles. So each thing in that portfolio, if you include everything, that's a repertoire. Like it's a repertoire of gestures, a repertoire of skills, a repertoire of achievements, right? So it's like a list of stuff that stuff that you've earned
Yeah,
throughout.
it's a collection of everything that you can do.
Yeah, that's what it is.
A
And
collection,
it's
in
very
short, we
interesting
can
word
say.
you've got in. I'm
Devanshi,
just
could you
curious
also
how
type the spelling of the
spelling. Yes, I would suggest Devarshi to do that. Devarshi, just type the
Okay.
spelling of that
So
word for all of
repertoire.
us.
Okay. Wait a second. I've sent it in the chat box.
Thank you. Yes, so we have the spelling. Now, can anybody of you tell me? Give me example. Now, let's get to a conversation. What is your repertoire? Okay. What is your repertoire? If I ask you that, what would you answer? What would you say? Anyone can begin here.
Can I proceed?
Yes, Devarshi, go ahead.
So my repertoire includes both technical and hard skills, which can be athletic skills that
Right.
I have been in the ring games, ball games, and various types of sports I've played till now. Then soft skill can contain my technical skills that can be my software development, my map reading. Then we
Yes.
can say, yeah,
Yeah. That's a very good answer. That's
analysis,
what your
this kind of
repertoire
things.
is. Yeah. So your skills, you just state out what you can do. in kind of a precise manner, right? You don't have to say, "Acha, I've done this. I have won this competition. I've done." No, when generally when somebody asks you, okay, what is your repertoire, what they're asking you is, okay, what can you do for them? So like for personally, if they ask me, I would say, okay, I can design, I can write articles, I can write blogs, I can write poetry, I can, write lyrics, scripts. That's what I can do. I wouldn't say that I've written this much pehle, or I have, I've I've been an editor of a magazine. I won't say that. I'd say this is what I can do. That's about it. That's all you need to state when somebody asks you this question. Possibilities in India, people will not ask you this question if you interact with like um, you know general people, because repertoire is not a very common word. काफी sophisticated word है, तो sophisticated लोग ही इस्तेमाल करते हैं इसको. But it's a very interesting word. Okay, let's get to Pallavi. uh, नहीं, wait, Kavya. Kavya, have you thought of a word, heard a word throughout the week? It can be simple word that you didn't know the meaning of before. हाँ जी काव्या. Saurabh,
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी, have you come across a word throughout the week?
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ जी, what is the word then?
Ma'am, the word is imminent.
Imminent.
Yes, ma'am.
If you remember, we also did eminent last time. Do you remember that? The last time when I was here, I think I heard that word. I don't know from where,
Yes,
but
I think we did
yeah.
use it.
Yeah, but it's great. It's very. Thank you for just suggesting that, because it's great for recall value, for actually retaining it. Now,
Yes,
since
ma'am.
we've already done the word, can someone other than Saurabh? Saurabh, of course, knows because he said this. Someone other than Saurabh, can you tell me what does the word mean, or use it in a sentence? Either of that would do.
I think there are two words, right? Eminent and imminent. I'm
Yes,
not sure, but there are two different words.
they are different words.
So
That's right.
it depends on the spelling of what Saurabh has asked the word for.
That's actually true. Okay, so what is eminent? Let's do it for recall value, and then we'll move to imminent. Okay, let's do the one which starts with E first. Eminent. Now,
So we could use it in a sentence like this danger is there is an imminent danger in this.
nahi nahi nahi. That is imminent. That's the difference between the two. It's little tricky. So the one that starts with an I, it's an imminent danger. So you can remember it as imminent danger. Just remember imminent danger. And if you recall these words, you'll see, this is a danger that's about to come. That's just like very close to you. So we need to prevent it. Yeah. Something that's about to happen. That is imminent. But eminent is very different from imminent. So can anybody here tell me what does eminent mean? Because we have already done it. कुछ recall हो रहा है, कुछ भी recall हो रहा है. If even if you remember half of, like even if you remember like, this is what it might have meant. That's also okay with me. थोड़ा बहुत तो कुछ तो याद होगा. Anyone? Do you remember eminence? Eminence.
Something like who is famous or has a kind of
Yes.
leadership quality type of
That's
thing.
right. People who are famous. Um, just remember it through two words. Two words, okay? Which is eminent personalities and imminent danger. Yeah? Eminent personality is a famous person. Eminent institutions are famous institutions. But imminent danger is, you can associate words with other words to remember them. That's a very very good trick. So for example, if you want to learn the word voracious, yeah, I am going to give you a word today, which is voracious. Yeah. Now, if I just say voracious, yeah, just like I say this, um, what do you think it means? Don't look Google, ऐसा सोचो कि अच्छा क्या हो सकता है इसका मतलब. From the way it sounds, try to guess. From the way it sounds to you, what might be the meaning of this word?
Did you say Horatius or
Voracious.
Voracious?
Voracious.
Okay.
VORACIOUS. उसको गूगल पे मत देखो. Think about it from just the way the word sounds. Do not look up anywhere. How does it
I
sound to
think
you?
from the way it sounds, maybe it could mean dangerous or
Yeah,
horrifying.
it sounds a little like that, but it's not. It's just, I'll give you a sentence now. Okay? As soon as you hear this word in a sentence, I think you'll get it. I have always been a voracious reader. A voracious
Uh,
reader.
a
Anyone?
curious reader, a curious
Uh,
reader, like we can read 2 or 3 books in weeks, or a book in 2 or 3 days. Such a
yes. Yeah, that's
curious reader he or
right,
she
right, right.
is.
Curious is not the word for it. Like the
Uh,
elaborate.
enthusiastic reader.
Furious,
Yes,
furious.
yes. Huh.
Fu.
Acha, furious nahi. Furious is angry. It's very furious is like, I'm not angry when I'm reading. That's not the case. It makes me happy. वो अलग है.
I'm saying it in the way that it we do such things in very sudden way that sometimes we are angry and we do sudden things. So it's like
Yeah.
he's angry, but he's not. He's doing the work in that way.
नहीं तो what you're trying to say is
Is
कि aggressive is the word for it, which is you do stuff aggressively, right?
uh,
Yeah, for example, is an aggressive seller.
Kind of passionate, passionate.
Yeah, like that. If you want to include that, but ferocious, by like the word itself is sort of negative and denotes anger. Like even if uh, even if you do not, even if here you do not mean that, but the word means that. So the right word for you might be aggressive reader. Someone who reads like a lot, that's an aggressive reader.
Yeah.
That's not negative, but ferocious is kind of negative, you know. So yeah, enthusiastic reader is a much more positive way to say it. That's better. Enthusiastic reader, yeah. So voracious is first of all, I think we all know it's an adjective. But you, if you have a great eagerness and great enthusiasm to do something, you can be voracious anything. But whenever I've heard that word, the only way I've ever heard that word is voracious reader. Like that's the coupling I've always seen, which is that the adjective has always described a reader for to me. I've not heard it other than, you know, other in any other place, which is strange. I don't know. Yeah, there's another thing I've heard, which is voracious appetite. Yeah, बहुत ज्यादा खाता है जो, बहुत enthusiastically खाता है जो, voracious appetite. Yeah, so I've heard that a couple of places, but you can remember that word, or I have associated this word with reader. So that's how I know the meaning of the word voracious reader. Yeah, and that's how I generally use it. So what you can do is you can have these little phrases in your head where that's how you just remember words. Okay, have these little phrases: imminent danger, eminent personality, voracious reader. Yeah, so that's a very good way to remember stuff. can always use it otherwise also, but this is how your brain will know ki acha this is what it means. Okay. Yeah, so that's I think we have done a lot of vocabulary. Let's move on to tenses. I don't know what has been done before. So can you just anybody just brush up a little on can you all give me a brief of what you have done already in the last session in
The
tense?
three forms of verb. Three forms of a verb.
Okay. Okay. Can you also give me acha what are the three forms of the verb? Can anybody tell me? What are the three forms of the verb? एग्जाम्पल के साथ में बता दो और अच्छा है. Anyone? Three forms of verb. It's not very difficult.
Does it include like present, past, and past participle?
That's tenses. That's थोड़ा अलग. ये जो past, I would suggest you do not have to actually get into uh, present, perfect, past, participle. ये सब I think it's a waste of time because we will not remember it and we're not going to use it in the long term. ठीक है? The first form of the verb is generally used in the present. The second form of the word is generally used thoda past. But of course, that's not true for everything. For example, for the future, we again use the first form of the verb. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि ये past, present, future है. It's just forms of a verb. Yeah. For example, how did you guys discuss is how many forms does the verb be have? The verb beb. How many forms does it have?
Be, being,
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah, like that. It has 8 forms in total. 8. Can anybody name a few? 8 forms. B has 8 forms. Okay, I'll just say कौन सी 8 forms है. It's be. The B begins with be. Am, am. For example, I am Simran. So that's a form of be. Is, who is this? Form of be. Are, where are you going? Yeah, form of be. What was, he was working but he lost his job. Were, if I were the president I would have blah blah blah. Being, yeah, being. I am not being very calm these days. I'm not able to be calm, right? Been, which is बहुत, it's like really really past. Been. For example, Einstein has been a very eminent personality in the scientific world. Yeah, been. That's been. Okay. So that's 8 forms of the verb. Of course, not every verb has 8 forms. Every word has 3 forms. Generally, all verbs have 3 forms. Yeah. So I'll read out a few. Wash, washed. Wave, waved, waved. Work, worked, worked. Worry, worried, worried. Visit, visited, visited. Lend, lent, lent. Keep, kept, kept. Now most of these forms that you see, ये जो second or third form repeat हो रही है. Yeah, I'll read a few where it's not being repeated. For example, awake, awoke, awoken. Become, became. Then we again have become. Arise, arose, arisen. Yeah. Bite, bit, bitten. Blow, blew, blown. Break, broke, broken. Deal, dealt, dealt. same. For example, another very very interesting word I find is read. Yeah, the first form of the word is read. The second form is read. The third form is read. But all of them spell the same. They have the same spelling. You cannot even differentiate between the forms from the spelling. That's I mean, all of the forms have the same spelling, but from the sentence you're reading, and you just figure out. But yeah, draw, drew, drawn, dig, dug, dug, um, drive, drove, driven. Yeah, let's use these words. Let's use the word drive. I don't know how to drive. One, I drove the car to the grocery store. Second, the car was driven uh, for blah 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 kilometers throughout the year. Yeah, like the total kilometers that the car has traveled. This is that. Yeah, so these are the forms of verb. Now, why are we learning these forms of verb? Because we want to use them in our tenses. Tenses tension nahi dete. Tenses are pretty easy if you know how to use them. For example, today I'm only going to focus on the present tense. Yeah. Now, present tense, if I don't want you to think about present tense at all, don't get into the technicalities. I just want you guys to think about, okay, what are your hobbies? What do you do? Who are you as a person? While you're introducing yourself, just do not think. I would like you to introduce yourself. Tell me about your hobbies. Tell me what you do in the day. What's your daily routine like? Just tell me that. Do not think about the technicalities. Just plainly मुझे बताओ कि तुम क्या करते हो. In English, simple stuff. Yeah, simple stuff like I eat breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning. I sit on my work desk at 10. I work on the designs, or I, you know, uh, attend my lecture or whatever. Like in simple words, tell me. Anybody can begin. Would anybody like to volunteer for this? Tell me what a day looks like in your week. Yeah, anybody here? हाँ जी जैनर बोलो.
Okay, so I'll start. I am Janil Parekh. My
हम्म.
day starts at around 7 or
हम्म.
7:30. After that, I break up, I brush, and then I go down to play
हम्म.
to play basketball for around 30 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
I come back, have a bath, and then I have my breakfast.
हम्म.
Then I sit to study for some time. Then for today, I attended the English class at 11.
Yes.
Uh, After this class, uh, I am audible, right?
Yeah, yeah, you're audible.
Okay, so as I was saying, after that I sit again to study for some time. I
Yeah.
take a break. Then I have lunch.
Hmm.
After which I watch some TV. Then I sit again for study,
Hmm.
and I go down to play at around 6 to 6:30. I come back at 8 or 8:30.
Yes.
After which I do some time pass,
Hmm.
have a bath, and then have my dinner, watch some TV, and then sleep.
Wonderful. So everything that you've said, except a few sentences in the middle, is present tense. Simple present tense. Everything that you've said right now. If you notice, the kind of sentences that you say look like I do this at whatever time, then I do this. Yeah. Now, do can be any verb here. Yeah. I eat, I write, I play, I bathe, I sleep. Yeah. That do can be any verb here. But I do something. Yeah, at some time. That's what this sounds like. And that's what mostly this sounds like. That's what simple present tense is all about. Whenever you're introducing yourself, you're using simple present tense. um, Simple present tense के लिए I'll give you a little now for example, let's change it, ठीक है? Instead of saying what you do, instead of telling me your routine, imagine that maybe you're doing something at whatever time you do that. Yeah, for example, right now I am um, in this session, right? I'm speaking to all of you about English, about simple present tense. That's what I am doing. Think about what you are doing right now, not what you do on a daily basis, not something that you'll do in the future, in the past, in the present. Think about what you're doing at this moment. Yeah. Now, when you explain that to me, for example, maybe someone out here is taking notes. I don't know if you are, but I am taking notes is simple, is present continuous tense. Continuous, something that's happening. It's not simple present tense. It's not factual. Generally, facts are also stated in a simple present tense. For example, the sun shines or the sun rises in the east. This is a fact. We know that. Even though we use simple present tense, what this essentially means is this happens every day. Yeah, this has happened today, this will happen tomorrow, this used to happen in the past. So simple present tense covers all the every time. Like, just for example, when Jalen said I, then I bathe, then I go, then I play basketball, right? Now, it, Janelle will play basketball today. Janelle used to play basketball. Janelle will be playing basketball in the future as well. That is not going to change, most probably. Like, that's what we assume. It's going to last for some time. For example, I work for Agniol as a designer. Now, that didn't mean I used to work for, like, when I was, a child. No, it means I presently work, I have been working for some time. I will be working in the future. Yeah. Now, instead of that, if I say I started working for Agniol, yeah, I started working for Agniol. That's slightly different. Yeah, this is something that I've started to do. Started working for Agniol. This is I have been, so I am working. I have started working. Is This is present continuous tense. This is present continuous tense because this is something I'm doing presently. Something I'm only talking about now. This time I've done this. That now might be that day or that week or that month. Yeah. But that is just now that I'm talking about, like presently. But if I say I work for Agniol, only that, then it's not very, like, something that you say generally. I work for Microsoft, I work for Infosys, blah blah blah, right? That's, you don't ask the person, acha, how, if you want to ask, how long have you been working for this company? Yeah, then they will say I have been working. This is past, वो past continuous tense हो जाता है. But then again, working, ing aa raha hai, which is, it's not currently happening. Is It used to be continuous in the past. Yeah, I have been working since so and so years or so and so months. Yeah, so continuous might mean ing, but that's not the best way to identify present continuous. The best way to identify present continuous is, okay, what are you doing in the moment? Yeah, what are you doing in the moment? For example, global warming is happening right now. It's happening. It's happening in the present. Yeah, that's a fact, right? But sun rises in the east is also a fact. The difference between the two is that global warming is a phenomena that we have created over the time that we have lived on this planet. It's not something that's natural. Sun rises in the east is natural. Sun is rising in the east, if I say that, then that probably means, okay, I am on at a point where I can look at the sun while it's rising. So I'll say, oh look, sun is rising in the east, right? That's slightly different. But when I say global warming is happening, what I mean is it's an unnatural phenomena. It has begun presently, right now. It is happening because of us. It's not like fact in a way that it's natural. It should be happening. So it's okay if I say global warming happens. No, it does not happen, right? It's not normal to happen. It's happening because of something that I have done. तो वो थोड़ा सा फैक्ट में बदल जाता है, ये थोड़ा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. For example, we are polluting the oceans of this world. We are doing that. We are presently doing that. We are increasing air pollution. We are in, anything that we are doing as humans, something wrong, right? So that's generally in continuous tense. I'll quickly recap. Whenever you're introducing yourself, whenever you're stating something that's a general statement, almost factual, something that's happens at happens for a longer period of time, yeah, a longer period of time, and you don't have to state ki kab tak hoga wo. Like you don't have to state that. Then you can use simple present tense, which is I work, I sit, I sleep, I like to sleep is also a simple. Like I like to do this. Simple present tense. No, there is no indication of when did you start liking this thing, when will you stop liking this. ऐसा कोई indication नहीं. It's like overall on all time zones that you can imagine. ठीक है? Now, continuous is when you say very specifically, okay, this is happening at a very particular moment in time. You are specifying time here. I am speaking now. I don't have to say the word now because that's implied in that tense, which is I'm speaking right now. I'm speaking. So I don't have to say right now. Yeah. Okay. Next, we have present perfect tense. Yeah. Which is I have worked for Egniol over, whatever. I have, he has worked there for a month, a year, right? He has, um, he has not gone out of the house for more than a year, yeah, or we have not gone out of our homes for over a year now, yeah. So that's perfect tense. Yeah, we have some past indication, but it also going on. It has not stopped happening. It's we say that हम ऐसा कर रहे हैं बहुत time से, मतलब कर रहे हैं, like we began this action somewhere in the past, but that action is still going on. The action has not stopped. Yeah. But instead of that, if I say we um we used to do it, okay, we used to stay in our homes for a long period of time during a pandemic. Look, many years later, when you maybe tell younger people this, right? That okay, you know what? We used to stay in inside our homes all day long. We couldn't get out. We just couldn't go out to play anywhere. We just had to stay inside, and whenever we got out, we had to wear masks. When you tell that to them, तो वो थोड़ा एक अलग इंडिकेशन है. This would state that okay, we used to do that, but now we don't do that. We have stopped doing it. अब नहीं करते हम. Yeah. तो वो had to, used to, ये सब आ रहा है ना. That's past perfect. That's past perfect tense. This is present perfect tense. So the difference between the two is in present perfect tense, you are still doing the action in the present. Yeah. You did do it in the past, but you're still doing it in the present. In the past perfect tense, you used to do that action, you stopped doing it. Used to is a very good, you know, trick to remember it. Because used to, I think most of us know like what we mean when I say I used to do this. Most of us know. Now instead of used to do, change it to we had to. Yeah. or we did, we had, yeah, we had to, used to, had to. All of these are like, just go back and remember these. Used to is a very good, I think, phrase that you can remember to describe, okay, when I was a child, I used to be very naughty, I used to uh, irritate my parents. My parents would then, do this or whatever, right? When I was a child, I used to paint. When I was a child, I used to dance. When I was a child, I used to um, sing, whatever. But I have, but instead of that, if I say, I have been working, or I have been dancing since I was 8. Yeah. I have been dancing since I was 8. Now again we change slightly, थोड़ा और ये बदल गया है क्योंकि यहाँ पे been आ गया है. Generally present perfect continuous. This is present perfect. Present perfect was I have worked, right? So I have danced. Yeah, I have danced on stage, like, which is something that I've done in the past, but I'm still doing. I've not said anything about it, right? But if I say I have been dancing since 8, yeah. Now generally, this continuous tense means I'm currently doing it, yes, but it does imply some indication of time. You have to give some indication. You have to tell कि ये कब से कर रही हूँ मैं, कि मैं कब से, like ये नहीं चलेगा कि हाँ पास्ट का थोड़ा सा इंडिकेशन दे दिया लेकिन स्पेसिफाई नहीं किया. यहां पर आपको स्पेसिफाई करना ही पड़ता है. इन प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट कंटिन्यूअस में यू स्पेसिफाई कि लिसन, आई हैव बीन डूइंग दिस फ्रॉम दिस टाइम. This is, I can be sure, I have been cooking since, your mother might say, I've been cooking since I was a child, right? Your mother might say that, or your grandmother might say that. So which implies that you have to give some sense of time to the person who is asking you a question. Okay, how long have you been cooking? I have been cooking since I was a child. um, Stuff like that. Or I've been writing since I was 14 years old. Yeah. So you can like say that. That's generally which also means you're also currently writing. ऐसा नहीं कि you've stopped writing, you're currently writing. Okay. Now I'll quickly do a quick revision, and after that revision I would like all of you to do 3 things. Okay. But before, only after the revision. Quick revision. Simple present tense, no indication of time, can spread over all time dimensions. Happens, will happen, used to happen. Yeah. Something like sun rises in the east. Next is present continuous tense, which is I am working with Egnule. Yeah, which is not specified कि मैं कब से कर रही हूँ, but I'm just saying in this moment, at present, which is in this month, but specifically at present, the moment that you're asking me, it's like you're sending, it's like, for example, Kavya sends Pallavi a message every 5-6 minutes later and asks, what are you doing? Yeah. So whatever Pallavi replies, that is present continuous tense. Yeah. So I think simple present tense you guys would understand. I think you did understand. So the next activity I would like to do is this only. Okay. I need 2 people. Just ask, what are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? And everyone, please try to be creative. What are you doing at? Yeah. What are you doing in the evening? Ask that. What are you doing at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Yeah. What are you doing? Blah blah blah. थोड़ा सा extend करो, थोड़ा time interval change करो. What are you doing in your graduation? Yeah. What are you doing with your life? That's what parents sometimes ask you, right? So think of these questions, and only one question will be asked per person. Yeah. So all we need is 5 questions. That's all we need. Yeah. Okay. You can repeat the questions that I've just said. Pallavi, you can ask anyone. I would like to nominate you. Ask anyone what are they doing at so and so time, or what are they doing, you know, in their future, or stuff like that. Any question. Pallavi.
Okay, ma'am. Mm, did I have to ask?
Anyone. You can take the name of that person and ask that person.
Okay. Mm, ma'am, it's like we can only use what are you doing or
Yeah, I mean, because that's the question, right? I mean, you can, what else can you say? What are you working on can be another question,
what are
you
your
know.
future plans? Like,
Nay, now the question that you've just asked, what are your future plans? Now I can say my future plan is to become, a teacher. But now I've completely changed the tense. It's not continuous anymore. If instead of that, if I say, okay, what what are you doing in your future, in the future, I can say I am working towards becoming a teacher. That's continuous. Yeah, so the question should have an ing to get an answer in ing. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, okay, let's reverse it. I'll ask you questions, okay? You don't ask, I'll ask you questions, you only answer. Huh? Okay. Pallavi, so what are you doing, right? What are you doing after the class?
mm, I'm going to sleep.
Okay. I will be, I'll be sleeping after the class. Answer in continuous tense. I'll be sleeping after
Oh,
the class. Okay? Janel, what are you doing in, what are you doing in terms of your education?
I'm not doing much, like
Okay.
specifically, uh, in terms. So I am not sure how I would answer that.
Okay. That's okay. I am not doing much is a good enough answer. All I want is all I want is not even present continuous. Continuous tense. It's continuous tense. Works. Okay, Kavya. What are you doing in the future? What are you doing in the future?
Um, I will be doing designing in the future.
Very good. That's a very good answer. Great. Devarshi, um, what are you working on right now?
Um, yeah, I'm currently working on in this situation. I'm working right now on my communication skills, where I'm noting where I messed up, what observations I've made in this lecture, and where I find a catch in finding new words.
Interesting. That's a very good answer. Okay, Saurabh. Um, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking about how to increase the words in the vocabulary.
Okay, that's a very good answer. So all of these answers are continuous tense. They might be past continuous, they might be present continuous. You don't have to worry about it. It's all okay. इतना technical जाने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. But what you just need to understand is that when you considering continuous tense, it's happening. It's a now, and that now can be a little longer. That now depends on how you want to define that now, but yeah, it's essentially that, which is great. Okay, so we know what's a we know now what is a continuous tense. Now let's move to perfect. Yeah, now for perfect tense, generally when you in for generally for perfect tenses, whenever you describe your childhood, yeah, childhood. Now, for that, can you describe me your childhood? What did you do when you were a child? I used to do this. I used to do that. My parents said that, I was named after blah blah. So give me two sentences about your childhood. Of course they will be in continuous in perfect tense, which is what I'm trying to see ki, do you understand? Can anybody of you, Devarshi, I'd like to nominate you this time. Devarshi, can you tell me two sentences? Just tell me about your childhood, two three sentences about it.
I mean, in the perfect tense.
Yes, in the perfect tense. You can begin with when I was a child.
As a child, I've done many athletic activities and technical activities,
I
and
used to do. That's a better way. Because I have
okay,
done is slightly different. I used to do. I have done is also good actually. Hanji. What else?
okay. So I have done is basically this as a first person,
Hmm.
me as speaking.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course.
But as a, in general, I have sorry. Uh, can you repeat that phrase again?
Used to do. As a
Yeah,
child, I used to blah. Whatever verb you want to put.
yeah. I used to be a
Hmm.
kind of naughty and mischievous child in my
Yes.
childhood, pranking and doing fun activities, playing here, around and there. Yeah, it was a lot of fun as a
Great.
being a child.
Yeah. Of course, it's always a lot of fun being a child because no responsibilities. Yes. Okay. Kavya, as a child, what did you do? What did you do? You know.
As a child, I used to play a lot.
Hmm.
As a child, I did not have to do any work at my home.
Yes, that's wonderful answers. Love it. That's perfect. Perfect tense. Okay. I mean, yeah, these words. Perfect is the adjective. Perfect tense is the noun. Huh. Okay, Janil. As a child, what did
Yeah.
you do?
As a child, I used to have a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Um, I also used to play a lot during my childhood time.
Awesome. Yes, everyone should play everyone should play actually even after they grow up, but okay. Yes, Pallavi, how was your childhood?
Mm, as a child, uh,
Hmm.
I used to love dancing.
Ah, interesting. Wondering, I would like to ask you, Acha, why did you stop? Because the implication of this tense means you stopped doing it. But I will not because it's going to be a longer conversation. Okay, Saurabh, what did you do as when you were a child?
I used to play marbles.
Ah, kanche. Nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. So yeah, that's present perfect tense for you, or rather past perfect tense in general, right? You
Yes,
generally
ma'am.
describe something that you used to do that you have stopped doing. That's perfect tense. Continuous, something that you're currently doing. Um, that's happening actually presently. And simple present tense is something that has happened over time, is happening right now, will be happening in the future, and used to happen in the past. That is all present tense. Yeah, it can
Yes, ma'am.
also like include a little bit of past tense and other stuff, but these are simple ways to understand it. If you have any questions about any of these three tenses, you can ask me those questions. Any questions? No questions? Okay, if there are no questions, then last but not the least, something that we always do, we'll just take 1 more minute. I want somebody to speak for 1 minute. Yeah? 1 minute. You can take any of the three exercise that we did. We did the introduction, we did the what are you doing wala thing, and we did the third, which is you can tell me about your past, your childhood. uh, you can use all these three if you want. Yeah, you can tell me, okay, this is what I used to do when I was a child, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I generally do, this is what I'm planning to do in the future. Whatever, you just have to speak for 1 minute, 1 minute only. Yeah, like 1 minute on the clock chalega mujhe. It's enough. So anybody other than Janil and I think Devarshi, both of you have spoken a lot. Saurabh, I personally feel, has not spoken a lot in this lecture at least. So Saurabh, I would love if you can speak for 1 minute about anything, anything that you like. Maybe speak about what did you like about today's session, anything, or what do you like about you know your childhood, because that's something we did talk about.
Ma'am, during childhood, I used to play marbles as well as I love to watch the cartoons.
Okay, and what cartoons did you watch?
All types of cartoon, ma'am.
But
Maximum.
what did you
the-
like about them? What was
Ma'am,
interesting about cartoons?
there was a fun to watch.
Yeah, and why do you think you've stopped watching cartoons?
There's no time to watch right now.
Because my chachu used to watch Tom and Jerry even after he was married, so that was nice to watch because there's no age limit to cartoons. You can still see them,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So yeah, what else did you do that you don't do now that you miss?
Ma'am, I used to play outer games on the
Uh,
field.
uh, Now, have you stopped because of the pandemic or because of stuff that has come up in life?
Ma'am, just pandemic is one of the reason, but we have the colleges during whole time and tuitions, papers.
Right.
That's why.
So that takes all of your time, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
What do you do? Like, if you do get some free time, what do you do to uh, just calm down,
Ma'am,
take a break?
I used to collect the techie things, something like
Okay.
just how to make a Iron Man suit and how to make an AI,
Right.
just like Jarvis.
Interesting. So you
Just
used to do that, you stopped doing it? You
yes, ma'am.
still do
Right
it?
now, just during currently, I am not doing that.
Okay. ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am.
Interesting. That was pretty interesting. Thank you, Saurabh. That
Thank you,
was
ma'am.
I liked the techie thing at the end. It was nice to know. Thank you so much, everyone. Next time it's the same thing. Learn a few words. Let's. Can anybody tell me what are the words that we have learned today? मतलब थोड़ी बहुत चीटिंग आप कर सकते हो चैट बॉक्स से, लेकिन we discussed a few words which are not in the chat box. So can you tell me?
Yes.
Warriors.
Uh,
Voracious.
Voracious, yes.
Imminent.
Yes.
Ousted.
Yes.
Tenacious.
Yes. Tenacity as well.
Yes.
Eminent and imminent.
Hmm.
Yeah. And the last but not the least is repertoire. We did
Rapture.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's the words we did today. You can write these words down. Maybe think of more examples or search on Google for more examples and see, try to use them in your daily sentences. Like generally, if I find like that's what happens to me when I'm trying to learn Urdu, which is I whenever I come across a new word. For example, I've come across a new word, dasht. Yeah. Now dasht means a desert. So I'll find a way to use that word in my poetry. That's I would forcefully want to use it. मैं जबरदस्ती उसको इस्तेमाल करना चाहती हूँ क्योंकि number one, I want to learn how to use it. Number two, I want to remember it. So this actually just fulfills the purpose of this whole thing. So you can also do that during your conversation, normal conversation with people. Try to use this word, zabardasti. Take any word, yeah. Take that word, एंड डिसाइड कि इस आधे दिन में मुझे ये एक वर्ड तो यूज करना है कुछ भी करके. आई विल जस्ट यूज इट एनी हाउ आई कैन. Yeah, so you can do that way you'll remember words, and they'll like stay there. They'll just not leave immediately as in when you learn them, which is generally what happens. It's normal. That's how memory works. But you can have those tips and tricks. But thank you guys. It's 12:12. I think it's 1 hour. I began at 11:12 exactly, so it's exactly an hour that has gone by. This was fun. Thank you so much for participating, and I hope next time my dad will see you. Yeah, I hope he's there. Today he couldn't be, but yeah, thank you so much, guys. Again, learn your
Thank you,
words.
ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.